It's 1992. The Democratic Convention is in full swing, and everyone's giddy about this governor named Bill Clinton from Arkansas. I'm sitting at my desk, cluttered with papers, trying to figure out how to dig myself out of a week's worth of stress. So I light a cigarette. It's contraband, which makes it all the more delicious. And I'm thinking, fuck them for banning smoking in the office and robbing me of one of the few pleasures I have. I draw hard on my cigarette, feeling like a renegade and letting go of my anxiety for 30 blessed seconds before a knock sounds on the door. But it's the wrong time of day. It's 7:52 p.m., which means I'm biding my time until my boss leaves and I can go home feeling guilt-free. God forbid I'm perceived as a slacker in an office full of workaholics. Another knock. I pretend I'm not there. It's 7:52. I hold the smoke in my lungs. I switch off the light. I remain still, silent. Another knock. My chest is burning, but I'm not going to give in. Another knock. Hard, urgent, persistent. And a voice shouts, "I can smell the fucking smoke. I know you're in there." It's Holly Richards. She barges in and shouts at me, "A death warrant has just been passed down for Jimmy Bates in Utah." But it's 7:52. I know it's a matter of life and death, but I'm going home. A little context. I handle press for an abolitionist organization. We fight the state, which is becoming increasingly comfortable with killing people, disproportionately Black people. We battle the death penalty. That's our job. It's not glamorous, but we view ourselves as rebels in a war that most people have ceased to care about. Anyway, now, Holly isn't moving. Her voice is firm, unwavering, and instinctively, I know she isn't going to leave. I explain. There have been too many executions this year. A state killing no longer qualifies as news. That's what I've been told by the New York Times. And she says, in that annoying, self-righteous way, "It's not just another case of a cold-blooded killer that requires the perfunctory dose of moral outrage. This case is a perfect indictment of our system. It has all the ingredients we need to fight a good, honest fight. Our guy is borderline retarded, poor, Black. There are issues of culpability here. He, she stutters, had a court-appointed legal aid representative barely out of law school. He was convicted by an all-white jury, blah, blah, blah." But it's 7:52. I'm not listening. I can recite statistics by heart. I know the drill. This is America. I've grown accustomed to the rabid injustice of our legal system. And, like most people, I've developed a layer of callus that allows me to sleep rather soundly at night. It's the only way to cope. So, I power down my computer, letting Holly know I'm done for the day. And then she says, "Jimmy Bates wasn't the trigger man. He was there, but he tried to stop his sadistic accomplice from killing 3 people and he failed. Are you listening to me? A death warrant has been signed by the governor of Utah. Jimmy Bates is gonna be put to death for a murder he didn't commit, but that's not all. When he was being tried, the jury passed a napkin with a hangman note on it that said, 'Kill the nigger.'" The words catch me off guard. She repeats them for dramatic effect. "Kill the nigger." Okay. I sit back in my chair, deep, prolonged, involuntary sigh. "When does he die?" I ask. "In 2 weeks, says Holly. "Do you think we can stop this execution?" And she says definitively, "We have to." But I'm thinking, we're in an election year. There's no way in hell it's gonna happen. Democrats and Republicans have stepped up killings just to prove they're tough on crime. The Democratic Convention is right here in New York City. Every power broker in the nation is seated in Madison Square Garden as we speak. They're 5 blocks from my office, and they don't want to be thinking about a poor black retarded thief rotting away on death row. But I know this is the closest we've come in a long time to the real battle zone. And yeah, the case is good for the movement. And yeah, I know we have our most potent weapon to date, Jimmy Bates. But it's 7:52. I'm tired as hell. I could be home in 20 minutes, drinking a bottle of wine, so I'm leaving. Holly isn't budging, and she says, I don't mean to sound dramatic, but if we don't do something about this now, in a couple of months, trust me, we'll be living in a country that we barely recognize. And her eyes are saying, we have to draw the line somewhere. When state killing is no longer news, we as a nation have failed. Or maybe her eyes are saying she's overworked. I don't know. But something shifts. Emotions stir, and I turn my computer back on and spend the next hour and a half crafting an urgent press release to go out the next morning. At some point, I decide I will not let Jimmy Bates die. Over the next several days, the office is abuzz. Jimmy Bates' name is on everyone's tongue, and in just under a day, we learn everything we need to know about his case. It ain't pretty. He's not a nice guy, but that's not our concern. We don't believe that the state should punish a crime by perpetuating it. We're gonna save Jimmy Bates. Holly drafts a strongly worded letter to the governor of Utah asking him to commute Jimmy's sentence to life in prison. Check. We consult with Jimmy Bates' pro bono legal team. Check. We file an amicus brief detailing all the flaws in the case. Check. We enlist all of our allies. Check. We put aging hippies on the ground to march circles around the prison. We are operating on full cylinders. We are building momentum, but at the end of the 3rd day, the governor grumbles and reaffirms his decision to put Jimmy Bates to death.
Who are you, America? That's the question Center Stage asked when we commissioned these 50 monologues. Want to learn more? Keep watching.